I'm Ryan, and putting up my name now. Hi, I'm Ryan, guest host of Integrative Insights. Here today with uh, Darrell Handwerger, uh, founder of South Florida Integrative Health Center, functional medicine expert, and family nurse practitioner. And today I wanted to talk with him about the gut brain connection. Being Brain Awareness Month, how is integrative health and medicine addressing that?
Well, thank you, Ryan, and I appreciate being here on Integrative Insights. And this is Brain Awareness Month, and it's such an important time for to bring awareness to this really an issue in medicine that has been increasing every year. Alzheimer's and other cognitive or cognition brain conditions have been increasing in the population to where it was once 1 in 30 that had Alzheimer's to now where it is 1 in 3. So it is needed an urgency to look at this brain, these conditions, Alzheimer's, dementia, and to see how we can approach it in a holistic, a more natural, and really an integrative fashion. So when we talk about integrative health and integrative medicine, we look at the whole person, and we really are evidence based. We're looking at the research and we're looking at the science. What is contributing to this increase in Alzheimer's and to cognitive deficit? So I do thank you. It's such an important question. So we look at it in a holistic manner, meaning that it's not just the brain. We're finding out that it's really this gut brain connection. So if we're only going to look at the brain, we're going to miss this very, very important part of what is going on with what is called leaky gut, or the idea that there are particles, there are proteins, there are foods that are escaping through the gut, and it causes conditions in the brain such as forgetfulness, such as not being as sharp, to ranging from a contributing that those are the mild symptoms, and then it even goes in much it could be much more acute. So here are the ways that we're dealing with this in integrative medicine. Number one, we're looking at blood sugar and insulin resistance. We're finding that insulin resistance impaired blood sugar regulation. So it's not the diagnosis of diabetes. They have a type 3 Alzheimer's, which is really a diabetes of the brain. But it's not even up to that point. It's even to a point much earlier in this condition known as insulin resistance that can cause these brain issues. So that's number one. Number two is we're looking at inflammation, and inflammation is something that could be measured in blood tests. Something like homocysteine, which is a marker of inflammatory inflammation within the artery, the linings of the arteries. But it also is letting us know about certain nutrient deficiencies that are very key in brain health, such as B12 and folate, two very crucial, important vitamins. And while we're on the topic of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, the omega-3, what we are calling the good fats, really is important. And even more so, we break down those omega-3s into very important fats known as EPA and DHA. DHA is this long chain fatty acid derived from omega-3, but is so essential in brain health. And we can measure that on blood tests, and we can use food. Food can be medicine, especially in this case, when we're going to increase the amount of DHA and other vitamins rich foods, like foods rich in B12 and folate. That is how we do food as medicine. A very important Another factor that is important is environmental medicine. In other words, the heavy metals in the environment, such as lead, mercury, and cadmium, need to be measured and need to be dealt with in this integrative fashion, where we do know we have natural ways of really dealing with the excessive levels of lead, mercury, and cadmium. And we have very good ways of testing for that. We also are looking for infections. We know that certain viruses cross the blood brain barrier, and that blood brain barrier, just like the gut, can become leaky, can become less selective, allowing particles in that shouldn't be there. And then the body has what's called auto antibodies. It begins to make this what they call molecular mimicry, which means it loses its recognition of self and starts to battle with its own self. And in this case, it would be to molecule, it would be to certain proteins in the brain. And the gut has that same situation where it can, because of that leaky barrier, the leaky gut, create these auto antibodies where these proteins that get through the gut actually look very similar to what the immune system thinks of as foreign bacteria, and begins this attack on its own body. And those are called auto antibodies. So these are the top ways that integrative medicine is approaching improving and optimizing brain health. And what we're educating people and making people aware in this Brain Awareness Month, that these are the top ways to really optimize your brain health. Control blood sugars, optimize your blood sugars, control inflammation, be aware of environmental toxins, including mold and heavy metals and other pesticides and pollutants, and also make sure that there's sufficient vitamins that are crucial for the brain, such as these essential fats and vitamins such as B12 and folate. So I hope that does break it down really well and show our real emphasis and how integrative medicine brings it all together in a science-based, evidence-based way.
Absolutely, that's fantastic. No, that was incredibly in depth. Durrell, what is your history? I mean, how did you come to this point?
Well, I've had a very interesting and long journey in integrative functional medicine. I began the journey, as we all know, food is medicine. So I first became really involved in nutrition, even getting a degree in dietetics and in becoming a nutritionist, and really laying that as my foundation in this world of functional medicine, knowing that food is medicine. Then I understood that movement and exercise and having that ability of the body to be flexible and to have that kind of fluidity in the body. So I learned about all the um, these very advanced techniques of massage therapy called myofascial and what's called trigger point therapies and all types of advanced myofascial release. And so I became certified in those fields as a certified massage therapist to add to my development. And then as I developed even further in my field, studying under some of the best in functional medicine, under the Institute for Functional Medicine and the A4M, which is the Academy for Advanced Aging, under some of the leaders like Mark Hyman and Jeffrey Bland, I really was dedicated into knowing that there's going to be these root causes, these underlying causes, that if we could optimize the bodily systems, then the body comes to a real not only just a homeostasis, but it's able to function optimally, even with the stressors of environmental toxins and nutritional deficiencies. So, because of that passion, I was always constantly learning and developing my skills. And then, as I went into the clinical setting, as a nurse practitioner, understanding conventional medicine, understanding the evidence-based, research-based conventional medicine, understanding how the biochemistry of pharmaceutical medications, I was able to reverse engineer, seeing how those medications work, but why do they work, and how can we really optimize those underlying systems. The way the medications are now blocking, most medications block a system, but if we can understand why they're blocking it, then we can then optimize those systems, hopefully at a more earlier stage in the disease progression, and that's called preventative medicine. So I learned how to be preventative to really be ahead of the game in how these conditions progress. And that's what made me who I am today.
Wow, that's fascinating. Are you seeing the holistic side of things and the integrative side of things becoming a little bit more uh, well received, I guess, because for a long time it was always just throw more drugs at it, you know, and now are you seeing kind of a swing that people are really taking this more seriously?
It is. It's moving into this direction where lifestyle medicine is is being studied in the research, and it's beating out on it's beating medications out, meaning that they have head-to-head studies with something like metformin, which is used for diabetes, compared to lifestyle changes like changes in diet, changes in behaviors, changes in food, behavior, lifestyle, exercise, movement, and that actually does better than some medications. So most specialty physicians and practitioners are realizing that if they don't get the lifestyle and the behavior and the diet right, then many of these conditions only worsen over time, and medications only can go so far, and they are getting frustrated with the idea that the patients are using more and more medications, and it's really only symptom management. And they want to encourage their patients, because they know that I'm talking about the practitioners on the front lines here in these chronic diseases that really are affecting so many people. The top three: diabetes, stroke, heart disease. Really affecting a large number of people. That these are lifestyle and diet based, but they're frustrated because they don't have the time in our insurance-based driven medicine to really sit down with patients and go over this holistic lifestyle changes, incorporating sleep and stress and relationships. That's all very important. And of course, environmental medicine, and of course, food. It's all extremely important. There's just not enough time, and they want to do it. They want to emphasize this with their patients. So they need these integrative centers out there that are really going to put the emphasis on lifestyle medicine.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, talking about the show, Integrative Insights. I forgot to mention in your title, also host of Integrative Insights. Uh, where, what are you wanting to do with this show? What do we have to look forward to yet to come?
Well, the main emphasis is that there's a thirsting out there of people who know, and they've learned over the last, especially over the last year or so, that their health is in their hands in a way that they have to be proactive with their health. They're out there searching Google and searching many sites, and some of them are good. Many of them have a lot of truths, but medicine needs to be individualized and personalized. So just searching and finding this amazing information out there, though important and mostly true, it might not pertain to a person's particular individual health situation. The purpose for Integrative Insights is to really understand these underlying pathways to health, so then that person, those people out watching our Integrative Insights, can apply that to their particular situation, understanding what labs are going to be important, what really makes these pathways optimized. That way they can take that information and use it in their own specific particular situation.
Interesting. Excellent. And we'll have some guests on as well to get some.
Oh, yes, that is a very important part. And I thank you for mentioning that, Ryan. Integrative means incorporating many of what has been studied in the research, much of what has been studied in the research, which includes acupuncture, massage therapy, culinary medicine, how to use herbs and spices to help optimize health. It just means really understanding how to cook with food as medicine. So yes, we're planning on bringing together many of these holistic healers in this integrative fashion. How can we incorporate, for example, yoga into our functional medicine world, meaning that we could bring that mind, body, spirit together when we bring in these different modalities. And so we use yoga because yoga is that mind body connection. It also increases flexibility. We understand about being in parasympathetic relaxed mode because that really is a really underlying cause for so many issues today is being in that sympathetic overdrive mode, and an inability to really calm that system down. So we use these different modalities, such as aromatherapy with these special essential oils, and massage therapy, as I mentioned, and acupuncture, and of course we use also the idea of a person understanding why they, let's say, for example, overeat. Sometimes it's not just the knowledge. They have the knowledge of why they need to eat what they eat, but something within them is keeping them from wanting to be healthy. So we have to go into that psyche. And that's also another part of integrative medicine, is the mind-body connection. Very, very important. So you're right. We're going to have guests, all of which are going to show how we bring it together, because it's also not optimal, just like regular medicine, when you have all these specialties, but they're not bringing it all together to look at that one unique person. The way we're going to address integrative insights is to show you how we can have these great healers out there, acupuncturists, yoga teachers, aromatherapists, but how we're going to bring it all together in integrative medicine and functional medicine that could really optimize that unique person. So yes, integrative insights is about bringing it all together, bringing these healers and integrative practitioners together to show how it could all be, it could really be brought to a place where a person can use each bit of these different modalities to optimize their system.
Oh, fantastic. I'm really looking forward to getting into this. This will be
I know it's going to be great.
really interesting content coming up for sure. Also, obviously, we mentioned the South Florida Integrative Health Center. Say somebody's interested, how do they go about getting in touch with you? We'll obviously visit your website. What other ways can we learn more?
Well, yes, our website has a contact page where they can even set up a free 15-minute discovery call with me to see how functional medicine and integrative medicine can help them. So that's one of the best places, as it's is our website, WWSFIHC, which stands for South Florida Integrative Health Center.com. Also, we are available by email. We do respond to that, but the best way is that contact page on the website, because that'll get you a 15-minute one-on-one call to really discover how functional medicine can help a person to really optimize their health.
Wonderful. Well,
and we also have our Facebook page, which is very important. I must say, South Florida Integrative Health Center on Facebook. We have an Instagram page, South Florida Integrative Health, and people can DM me on those particular pages. I respond back to them when they do message me on those social media pages.
Wonderful. No, that's fantastic. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that maybe I haven't asked you today based on what we've been talking about?
Well, Ryan, we did cover a lot of ground here, and I look forward to our future shows. I think, as we like to do, is make sure that each person, that they're comfortable with the information and is absorbed in. We're going to have a lot of great information, not just only on gut brain, but many of the other conditions that we work with: adrenal health, thyroid health, hormonal health, of course, gut health. And each of these shows will be extremely informative, and not only that, very practical. So I believe that this show, that we did provide some really good information about, about Brain Awareness Month, that people could really, go home with and take home some good points. So I just would like to say that integrative health and medicine really does focus on the root cause and not just address symptoms, and therefore it really leads to a more permanent, a more long-term, healthier quality life. And it's not just about anti-aging; it's more about vitality. It's not just about taking supplements. It's more about targeting special areas in the body that need these nutrients and these supplements. And that is really understanding this new language of medicine. And it is really going to be fascinating, and really personalized medicine is the key to really optimal health.
That's fantastic. And also, one thing I'd like to mention is for anybody who's watching this show, if you have any questions during, just comment on whatever platform you're watching from. Can see them all from here, from our control center, and hopefully respond to them live on the show. Kind of
Yeah.
cool aspect.
Well, thank you very much, Ryan. This has been great.
Yeah, my pleasure, and thank you for coming on and for starting this whole thing and spearheading it. We're looking forward to really getting into it and learning some interesting things.
I'm looking forward to, and I hope everyone got a lot of good things out of this. And we're here to help. That's our main mission, to help get the word out there how integrative medicine is really helping people not just treat symptoms, but get to their underlying causes and make more permanent fixes for themselves.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
And thank you.